So, what have you guys seen at PAX so far that you liked?
We saw Battlefield 4.
We had to wait in line for an hour, and
More than an hour.
yeah, probably more than an hour. And
Yeah, 15 minutes.
yeah, and it was like Battlefield 3,
Exactly.
like Battlefield 3, except with buildings that fall over. But that was the bad part because we joined in the middle of the round where the building had already fallen.
Yeah, I bet like the guys who got there and like slept overnight just to get in early destroyed the building before anybody else could because they couldn't.
Oh, so it's kind of like what Red Faction with their building destruction that they forklifted and dropped into Battlefield.
Yes.
Nice.
Pretty much, yeah.
But the thing is, so Red Faction is actually like super fun. The engine is like amazing. But in Battlefield, there are select buildings that you can topple, and then other ones that it's just like, no, the engine is like,
Yeah,
no.
you can topple the skyscraper, but you can't topple like the 2-story office building.
Yeah,
And the
but
skyscraper has 4 supporting columns.
it also has like some of those like things that can only happen in Battlefield. Like in Call of Duty, you're running around shooting people with like big guns and such. And in Battlefield,
Or like the
it's
automatic pistol that has more damage than the like machine gun.
yeah, because that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And in Battlefield, you get those moments where like you can be in like a helicopter or something, and you shoot rockets at people, and it gives you that sense of I'm flying a helicopter and shooting rockets at people.
What were we talking about?
Battlefield.
Yeah, but still talking about Battlefield 4.
Yeah. We know.
Oh, thanks a lot.
What?
Comparing it to Call of Duty.
Call of Duty?
I'm being so entertained right now. It's very fun.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
You should be comparing it to Call of Duty. It's just about
Okay, so everything's Call of Duty now and/or League of Legends, right?
pretty much.
So,
Pretty much,
yeah, you guys want.
generic first-person shooter or like a crappy MOBA.
Yeah, and so you guys are definitely in the Dota camp, and again the anti-League camp.
Yes. Well, I'm not sure what Max.
And this segues over to the next topic.
The abundance of MOBAs.
Yeah,
At
because
PAX.
like they just made a new game called Guardians of Middle Earth or something. It's like a Lord of the Rings MOBA.
It's probably like Heroes of Newark.
Yeah, it's the same thing, just with different art style, and then that's it. It's like you could
Even
either
art style matters.
it's like, at this point, just buy the one that's cheaper.
So you guys are saying nothing new has been developed since Warcraft 3?
In terms of MOBA, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they may have like put some new graphics, and
So you guys don't like League players. Have you guys played League of Legends? You played Dota? You played Dota 2?
I played League of Legends once, and there's just people wanting to kill skills.
Well, yeah, that's what low-level guys talk about because they don't realize it's a team game and they think
Yeah, they don't
they
really
shouldn't.
I purchased Dagon, which is like a kill steal weapon that instantly does 800 damage to the target you point at. And it's made for kill stealing, so it has like 1,000 range, so you just like your friends chase him
but
down, and you start power diving
I'm
and
more
dies.
in the middle between the two. I mean, they're pretty much the same thing. But like people whining like kill steals. I mean that happens in Dota too.
Or like the Brazilian guy.
So you guys don't think that the big dynamic between denials or like I know the whole deal between League was that the game designers were like Dota's stupid because it requires such a ingrained level of knowledge of the game and knowledge of build order.
You're saying like Dota's too complicated to make a simple game for simple people.
Right. Well, no, that totally makes sense.
I picked it up within like 4 games of Dota.
Sure.
But that's 4
I just
hours.
play bot matches, but even though it's not really a good way to learn because
And-
bots are nothing like people.
True.
At least bots don't whine about you kill stealing.
But
They're
there's
not like ja 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 ja.
there's
So are gamers too egotistical to really play a pickup team-based game? Is that what you're saying?
well some people.
Is that the major problem?
Yeah, if there's like a steep learning curve, then a lot of people get like turned away from that because they're just like, oh my god, too different.
The problem with people who play Dota after playing League or kind of like that is that they don't get the strategy.
You
And
know,
see, it's like that's the thing with Source games. Nobody I'm not sure why it's just Source games, but nobody quite gets that. Most of them are team-based games. Like if you play Counter-Strike, nobody gets that it's a team-based game. If you play
they just go around
Team Fortress
trying to
2,
headshot.
it should just be called Fortress 2 because nobody works as a team. Like an engineer would be building a sentry in the spawn, even though nobody's ever going to get there.
So basically everyone's playing Quake.
Yeah.
and they don't care if it's a team-based game.
Yeah, and
they just
Dota-
want to shoot dudes in the
Dota,
face.
The support will go and like try to kill people, and then just get like you'll just feed the carry on the other team, and then you'll just start mowing down our team.
You know, I just love it when like Spirit Breaker charges in the first 5 minutes of
Starts tower
Dota.
diving?
Yeah, he starts tower diving, and then he just gets instantly murdered. It's like, really?
It's like first blood.
So it would sound to me like you guys are mostly complaining about like low elo play, like low level game stuff. But so like, do you guys ever watch like really good guys stream or anything?
Yeah, like Dendi for Dota, anyways.
Yeah.
And I also watched Stabby, who's like the 99 Highlander Platinum Spy on Team Fortress 2.
Mm.
And kill like the entire enemy team.
I
in,
watched some like MLG gameplay, and it's just like, well, I mean, it's still just gameplay, and because they're all on the same level, it feels like it's not as MLG because when like MLG is versus MLG, it's like, well, there are some things
basically
going
like
on.
a pub match with like a
Yeah.
high tier of skill.
Yeah, it's like everyone has like a lot of skill, but then it just levels out to normal skill because everyone has such high
Yeah,
skill.
see, public matches are generally like really kind of like are kind of boring compared to like the pro stuff because it's just like most people have.
With pro, there's coordination.
Yeah, see, pub matches are like people each generally have the same level of skill, which is like not amazing, but
Unless you're Korean, right?
yeah, unless you're Korean, unless you're
Yeah.
Korean
Unless
or
you-
Chinese, or you have, or your name is some like meaningful word in like Japanese or Korean or Chinese, like
What,
you
the
know-
Gozu or whatever?
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
you're fucked in a game when some guy joins and he has like some Chinese characters for his name. You're just like, damn.
Oh man, I lost this one.
Yeah, it's like I might as well spam.
And then
It's
when
Well,
like the
it's
same.
the this is something I was going to talk about later, but I think it's really appropriate now. Is everyone like so? They split up North American and Europe because it's then like it's a battle for the world's second place behind Korea and China, because apparently those guys work more. Like I was talking to Morello and he's like, yeah, Team Solo Mid's not going to be competition because they don't put in the effort. Like apparently these Korean game houses, all they do is practice like 10 hours a day.
That's their job.
All they do is that's what they do, and they don't care about anything else, and that's why they win.
It's such a big deal to them. It's not even a game anymore. It is a sport.
Yeah.
Well, it looks to me like they do it the same way that they do their gymnastics teams and everything, which is your life is now doing this, and you don't
serve
really
no
get time
other
off.
purpose.
Right. Your purpose is to win at this particular event, and that's
And
what
if
you
you
get.
don't,
Then your family gets sent to the mines.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think there's some truth to that, isn't there? I mean, China, you can say, it's a draconian culture,
you chose
whatever.
Not to be a doctor, so you better be good at this.
But in South Korea, probably arguably the most wired country on earth, the only place people like die in gaming cafes from exhaustion. They die. I mean, this doesn't happen here, right? Do you think this is? Do you think this is a cultural aspect of like both of
I'm
these?
not sure where it came from. I'm not sure how Asians were the people who decided to
be super
yeah,
technological.
like start putting more research into technology. But for some reason, it's them, and it's nowhere. I've never seen any other type of person play like Asian people on my team play.
Okay, and also
Okay.
these are just shallow impressions. Don't take this seriously.
Of course, yeah. You have to write this up with sources and conclusions for it to be taken at all seriously. And really, all this is just rapid, like complete generalizations based on very limited individual experience anyway. So all of this is total bullshit. But I mean, let's.
If I'm playing a game, I'd rather have an Asian on their team than some South American on my team. The South American who decides to choose the most overpowered hero, and then like I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything because he chooses like the 9,000 DPS elf person, and then just like annihilates the other team, and we're just sitting here.
So
like,
is the solution to this to make dedicated game servers for countries?
yes, like they're like.
Oh.
Like, do you speak Spanish? I'm like, I don't speak Spanish because this is a U.S. server.
I think.
But you do speak Spanish.
Hey, I think there's
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
But you don't in game because you don't want to encourage them.
I don't.
you'd go shoot people, but it was all just for money. And in the end, it was
So
just,
you didn't like Max Payne or the Hitman franchise, or that little too dark, little too grim? What?
yeah. Well, sometimes they just do it like some features like that didn't even need to be added in. Like in GTA, they're like strip clubs. I mean, why would you?
Because everything's permitted in GTA. Like somebody brought
Whoever
this.
the hell they want.
Well, somebody brought this up to me yesterday. It's like, somebody made the point like, well, can you still kill strippers? I mean, kill hookers and take their money after they've banged your character? We're like, well, yeah, but I mean, the game doesn't reward you for doing that. People can just do that if they want
Yeah,
to.
and then people get so angry about that because you're like, oh my god.
Go play street and kill prostitutes. Like,
Well, yeah, you can
kill
do that.
anyone.
Yeah, you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
And it's like you run.
No
over,
one's forcing you to have sex with prostitutes and then kill them.
Yeah, it's like, and you're running over tons of civilians. It's like, well, yeah, because it's fun.
it's realistic.
Actually, I found that I've been playing Payday 2.
Oh, that game I've heard is really good.
Yeah, I think it's mostly populated with people who were like bored and would sit around with GTA shooting cops all day. Because like
Like, who
there'd be
doesn't want to do that?
so Payday 2 is mostly people who I think were sitting around and like shooting cops. Like I've gone to parties and people will like put GTA in and then just shoot cops and like giggle.
Oh,
You know?
His face exploded.
So Payday's a cool game because like you can do it's kind of going to be a precursor to GTA. In GTA, the new GTA game, you'll be able to plan out your missions. So if you can do your capers and you can figure out how you want to do it, and you'll have multiple choices.
The bank heist from GTA 4 was the best mission ever.
Well, that's probably a common opinion, and so that's the way they're doing everything in the next one. And so in Payday 2, since it's so popular with these people who like to shoot cops all the time, that's exactly what happens. So it's beneficial to go in quiet and try to make sure the cops don't come until as late as possible. But since these guys just love violence and shooting cops, they just go in and shoot everyone in the face, and then like, oh, the cops come, and they're like, good, I can shoot more cops. And so everyone just takes ammo bags, and then like maybe somebody will be doing the mission while everyone else is just shooting cops and having a great time.
And then they're having a great time, and they're just like, fuck the po-po.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like, can I have help cracking the safe?
It's like, no, we're shooting people.
It's like we're using that C4 to break the giant, like, 3-foot steel wall. Did you, like, stop using it to, like, blow up the clerk?
Yeah, like there's a saw that you can get, and you can saw open the safety deposit boxes and the ATMs, and you can get extra money and get a better score. But what you can do instead is, have one guy take like 30 seconds to pick a lock, and like or like it takes a long time to pick the locks.
Pick the locks on the safe boxes. It's like.
Meanwhile, 3 guys are shooting cops, and meanwhile the cops that are coming in are getting bigger and bigger. But it's still cool because it's a shoot the cops game.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it seems like a miss because, I mean, that's all there is. So if you've got one guy who likes to shoot cops in the game, that means your level is going to be shooting cops and not like trying to be sneaky and pull off a caper.
You have to have a whole bunch of collaboration to sneak through a whole mission because it's really hard.
Right.
And you also have to like mark everyone, and if somebody's like, I'm going to step out and steal this thing, and then gets seen instantly, it's just like, well, you ruined the mission.
Right. So basically, I think what we've been talking about the whole time here is if you don't have your own little private club of people to play with, you're going to have a bad time because everyone just wants to shoot cops.
Pew, 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 pew.
This seems like how it works.
That's
Everyone either wants to shoot cops or go and get kills, but to the detriment of their team, or it didn't used to be this way.
It didn't?
No, because there used to be controls put in games to make it so that people would have to play for the best interest of their team. And now there's been this movement that I see, which has been, well, everyone gets to choose how they want to play a game. And, it's not important, to try to play well. It's only important to entertain yourself by doing whatever you want to do. And so people grief, people torpedo people's teams, people and then they go, oh, it's just a game, or, lol, whatever. And,
Stop whining about it. It's like, but I wanted to have a fun time.